Okay, sorry about the delay. We had some last minute conversations. And so, opening the floor, what I will do is I will turn the floor over and allow Councilman Burnett would like some last minute adjustments, amendments. And so, Councilman Burnett, would you like to explain what amendments you'd like to offer up? Councilman Burnett?
Sorry about that. All right. So I'm actually going to defer the explanation to the bill sponsor. He sent those out to the committee earlier today. And so I'm going to actually defer that to Councilmember Dorsey to explain where they are one by one.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Councilman Burnett, Mr. Vice Chair. There is a package of amendments that I sent out that is basically the same as what I sent out in advance of the last hearing. There, I think, were a couple of minor typos and minor corrections in them, but they are substantively the same as what was there before. We have seen a lot of concern over Amendment 7, so I'm not going to be asking that Amendment number 7. There's a package of 11 amendments, and I'm not going to be asking that Amendment 7 be moved at this time. A number of these amendments are ones that have been previously voted favorable by the committee, and they are, by and large, these amendments in general are responsive to concerns from the law department and other city agencies, as well as enacting a couple of consumer protections, and in one case, retracting a major piece of the bill and deferring to a study instead. And so what I would ask is that the committee move to retract the previously adopted amendments, and assuming a favorable vote on the retraction of those amendments, to then move this package of amendments less number 7. And I would ask for a favorable vote on the bill as amended at that point.
All right. So in support of that, unless there are further questions, I would like to make a motion to retract the earlier adopted amendments.
Do we have a second?
Second. I'll second.
Do you want a roll call on that, Mr. Chair?
No, I mean, we can do an all in favor. I mean, whatever's easier for you, Richard.
Oh. Actually, you could do that without objection, but a voice vote all in favor is fine.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All opposed? Okay, go ahead, Councilman Burnett.
All right. I would like the motion to move the 6 of the amendments that were sent to the committee earlier today. The heat has 7. We are not going to include number 7 in that package.
But excuse me.
Go ahead.
It's a package of 11 amendments. We want to move numbers 1 through 6 and 8 through 11.
I'd like to move the package with the exception of amendment number 7 that is in the package that refers to page 20 of the.
Would you like to explain any of those amendments, or just leave it as is as they were discussed in previous hearings?
Yeah.
Yes to which one?
We'll leave them at the previous discussion.
Micah, would you like to make a motion?
Motion's on the floor. Just we haven't had a second yet.
Second.
Okay, go ahead. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Okay. Before we move to a full vote of the bill, I will allow those who have taken their time to join us, as well as join us for many hearings, as well as this one, to have the opportunity to testify. And so, Richard, I see you're the host, so if you can just go one by one down the attendees and see
Sure.
who would like to testify.
Yes, sir.
Opportunity to testify, and then we'll move to a full vote on the bill.
Okay. First is Eshel Henry. Eshel Henry.
No comment.
Okay. And we have C. Moxley Green.
No comment.
Okay. Call in user 12. Okay, moving to call in user 6. Call in user 6. Call in user 7. I think number 6 has come back. Call in user 6. Oh. Okay. Hang on, I'm getting a message there.
I make a motion. There are time constraints.
I thought, Mr. Chair. Okay.
Richard,
I'm hearing people now get a little echo. Okay, now we have Charles Parrish. Okay, we signed in twice. Let's see if he's on the other. Charles
Hello?
Parrish.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, how you doing? Yeah, I don't have a microphone on so I'm on the phone. If you don't mind, I'd like to, and I have been at every meeting, and every meeting I've asked for a work session study to be done with those involved in this bill, since it's very important, not only to the citizens, but to the business and property owners and police department, and helping keeping our roads clean, that this bill be done. And it amazes me that to this point, even though the provider of this bill is on the tow board, to which I highly believe in and highly recommended throughout this state over the last 25, 30 years as a prime example of what we should have throughout the state. It amazes me that we still haven't had a meeting between the parties involved. But I understand you dropped Amendment 7, which was one of the requests that Paula and I had asked for, along with Tom Showwater, who is actually the industry rep on the tow board presently with Mr. Dorsey. And I appreciate that, and I'm sure the property owners will appreciate that as well. But I'm not, what is amendment number 11? Since the last one was 10 and you struck 7, what is amendment 11? If I may ask. Because we were never given any of these. I had the 10 after the fact from the last meeting, but I was not aware that there would be a new set of amendments brought forward to this meeting. Can anybody tell me what Amendment 11 is? Or I'm not allowed to ask?
So my understanding is this is the testimony portion of the hearing. I mean, I'll allow anyone to speak in, but we're here to get your feedback on the bill.
I can't give a feedback on something I don't know exists. So, and I did give my feedback.
Hold on a second. I'll read you. My computer cut out for a second, but let me.
Thank you, Councilman.
I'll read it to you.
Thank
The reason we didn't review the amendments is because all of them were brought up at previous hearings. But let me get it for you.
Mr. Chair, I have it ready.
Oh, you have it. Okay. Would you like to go ahead and read it?
I'll refrain from reading the entire amendment, but the sponsor Dorsey already spoke to. Pardon me, turn my camera on. Sponsor Dorsey already spoke to what this amendment is, and if you recall, we had the technology piece that was a part of this conversation, and Sponsor Dorsey just now stated that he removed that technology piece and replaced it with a study with regard to that. So the administration will be then therefore required to provide that study as a result. But the technology piece was colloquially called in a previous hearing, the Uber portion of it, the Uber towing portion has been removed from this legislation.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you. So,
Yes,
thank you very much. So just so I understand, of the 10 amendments at the last meeting, the new 11 amendments minus number 7 of the old one dealing with the monitoring of the properties. Number 11 is the technology part.
correct.
That they're going to do.
Correct. And number 11 was in response to a request of public testimony previously about not just jumping into something without all the facts and figures, which can and would have resulted in a cost to both the city as well as the towers. So the sponsor of the bill was kind enough to change that from a mandate of the bill to a study. And once that is done being studied, further action would need to be taken. It would not be automatic based on this bill. So that is something that the team that is put together to putting together the study will report back to the council. I'm sure will be made publicly available. And based on those findings, the administration could decide, or the council could decide to take further action. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much. On my last bit, amendments 1, 4, and 6. Those I feel should be in the rules and regulations and should not be into law as this bill is presiding, along with sections 22, 25 through 2239. I feel they all should be struck for the simple fact that the RFP is going to determine on the police side the operationals. On the trespassing side, we already have state law. We already have rules and regulations in place. These should be discussions made, not mandates by those who aren't doing the actual work. And once you put it into law, it's going to take forever for a change, whether it be a cost of living. I mean, next year, who knows what oil is going to be? Who knows what our tires are going to be? Who knows what our trucks, our fees, and everything else for operating? Once you put this figure, a sound figure, into law, you know as well as I do, it takes forever. That's why the state made a percentage. That's why the other municipalities have always done a percentage without a fixed number. And I would, like I've said every time, why can't we sit down and talk before we vote on this? Why can't the parties, the police department, the towing companies, the citizens at large, and the property owners, which are on the tow board, why can't there be an open discussion and this bill be gone through? In its entirety, I'd say 80% of this bill is great. It's that other 20% that's going to kill us financially. It's going to hurt property owners, and it's not doing anything for the citizens that are obeying the laws. It's only helping those who aren't. Thank you. And I just hope this bill doesn't go through. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we go to the next one, Richard?
I make a motion to move the bill as amended.
Hold on one second. We have public testimony. People logged on, and we only have a handful more left to go. And when we're having people who are logging in and want to speak, we need to give them the opportunity to weigh in. And so there's really only a handful left. It's my understanding, Councilman Cohn, correct me if I'm mistaken, that you logged on your phone and we'll be able to vote in a little bit. But I think we just need a few more minutes to go through the remaining ones. So, Richard, if you can just do that quickly.
There's a motion on the floor, Mr. Chair.
Okay, number. Call on user 13.
So point of order, there's a motion on the floor.
Yeah, Councilman Burnett, we have to go through the public testimony. People have logged on and are here to testify. We got to afford them the opportunity to speak, and so that's what we're doing.
Call on user 7.
Hello? Hello?
Let's go ahead, please.
Can you hear me? Mr. Chairman, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hi there. First of all, I want to thank you for the time you spent on this bill. This is Councilman Curran, former Councilman Curran, and I know how long you've worked on this, Mr. Chairman, and the sponsor. But over the years that I tried to curb predatory practice by the towing industry, I did it in steps. I didn't try to do it in one swipe. And I just believe that it's more important to do it right than to do it now. And over the years that I tried to curb the predatory practices, I worked with the towing industry, at least the ones that weren't doing the predatory practices, and we were able to take steps to rein some of the predatory practices in. I don't know that the concerns of the industry have been taken haven't really been considered. I would think some of their amendments, and I think they have some amendments today, if you'll hear from the industry rep to the tow board. But, Mr. Chairman, and I know that Council President would like to have a vote on this. I'm aware of that. And I just wish that the council would allow the concerns of the industry to be reviewed in thorough, because the only way you're going to make this right is to have all the parties, including the property owners, and other concerns to be addressed, not just glanced over. I've been in your position, Mr. Chair, with the delegate issues over the years, and I know the vote today is probably got to go out of the committee, but unfortunately, they did it not right, in my opinion. And I've been with the towing industry on the tow board for years. There are some good towers, and I think their concerns should have been addressed. Thank you for the time, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Richard, if we can go to the next one, if everybody can try to keep their testimony brief as we are trying to work through and get through everybody. I see there's only a few more left, so if we can just continue to go through that and people can keep their testimony brief.
Jessica Leach. Jessica Leach. No response,
She's
Mr.
with
Chair.
the police department.
Okay. Lisa Jones.
Yes, I don't have any comments right now. Thank you.
Okay. Norman McCarthy.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. McCarthy.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm kind of blown away the way most people looked at the tow board of Baltimore City as something that you could work with. You guys could use the enforcement. I mean, it was kind of a sketch of where Baltimore County could look in and say, hey, try to, and I think they're pushing to get a committee together, to get a tow board together. But when you're looking at the rates and the different things, I mean, there has to be some kind of consideration for towers, because what you guys are going to do, You're going to chase the good people out of the industry, and you're going to be stuck with a bunch of thieves. That's what you're going to have. You're going to have the people to do the crazy stuff. And, you know, over the years, we've turned different people in for towing, giving crazy fees and all the things. Nothing's ever happened, but I'm not going to waste your time. I know you guys are pressed. You probably have a happy hour coming up or whatever the hell it is. But I can't understand how when you have the gentleman such as Bobby Kearns that was on the board for how many years and all the stuff, he's on the street fighting against all the predatory towing. He told you what the rates were. He told you how he came to them, and you guys don't even consider that. You tell it was configured a different way. You're going to tell that man how he was thinking, but that's what's crazy. But anyway, have a great day. I appreciate the time and I appreciate the consideration.
Thank you.
Okay. Regina Ali.
Yes, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Good afternoon. I have no comments at this time. Thank you.
Sherry Sims.
Hi, no comment at this time. Thank you.
Thomas Showalter. Thomas Showalter. No response, Mr. Chair. And the last name on my list is Tommy. Tommy?
All right.
Tommy.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard, for going through that. Councilman Burnett.
That's the list, Mr. Chair.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard. Councilman Burnett, the moment you've been waiting for. Go ahead.
I'd like to move the bill as amended, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Is there a second? Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Go ahead.
Chair Schleifer.
No.
Chair Schleifer votes no. Mr. Burnett.
Yes.
Mr. Burnett votes aye. Mr. Cohen.
Yes.
Mr. Cohen votes aye. Member McRae?
Yes.
Member McRae votes aye. Member Pinkett?
No.
Member Pinkett votes no. Member Sneed?
Yes.
Member Sneed votes aye. Mr. Chair, there are 4 votes in the affirmative, 2 negatives. The bill can go to second read on Monday.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone for your time. Sorry again for the delay in getting started, but appreciate everybody's work on this bill and coming back for multiple hearings. And we are adjourned. Thank you.
Okay.